Hi there, it's Sam from poodles.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me today. Today's project is this one. It's tiny. It's a really, really teeny tiny little triangular treat box. Yeah, alliteration gone mad, but it is tiny. It's a dinky diddy little thing. It finishes up at 2 inches tall by 1 3/8 by 1 3/8, which is 5 centimetres by 3.5 by 3.5, and it is just divine. So I've thoroughly enjoyed using the little treats stamp set, and there are matching dies to make a little treat bag. I believe in being honest, and I would say that if you are not going to be making dozens and dozens and dozens of little treat bags, you really don't need the dies. You could do that by hand if you've got to make 2 or 3. But I wanted to showcase this stamp set again. So I have used that icon and that icon. So Father Christmas's hat and a present. I liked them because they've got the matching pattern. So they've got the swirl on both. And it's, you can use this all year round. We've got sweets there, we've got a spider, we've got ornaments, we've got flowers, and then sentiments that sort of go along with other things. Oh, and banners. But this one, because, almost Christmas, I went with Garden Green and Real Red. And I don't know which pair to go with. So I've actually brought out 2 more pairs, Cherry Cobbler and Shaded Spruce from the Regals collection, and Granny Apple Green and Poppy Parade, which are from the Brights collection, and actually Garden Green and Real Red are from the Regals as well, but I don't know which one I fancy, so I'm going to stamp both. Okay, so when I said it was a proper teeny tiny, literally 3 by 6 inch piece of Whisper White cardstock is all you need, and I'm going to mount these up. So I want those 2. Oh, and I do want the little treat as well, but I'll do that shortly. So let's get these mounted up. So I'm going to get my word and line that up perfectly-ish. And then I'm going to get my present and then my hat. Okay, so let's do hats in Poppy Parade. Does anybody go a little bit seasonal on when they bring out certain colour collections? I know it's probably not just me. But yeah, I find that I bring out the brights in the summertime. So let's see how this... Really? Wipe that off. See how this looks in Granny Apple Green. Okay. I don't love it. I don't hate it. Jury's out on that one. Let me put those away and bring in my other prepared piece of cardstock. So I'm going to put those out of the way. I've got my Stampin' Scrub here. So if you haven't seen me wax lyrical about this, I love this thing. So it's like that. It's got little feet on that side and on that side. And you open it up and it's 2 sort of, I want to say foamy, but they're not foam. It's sort of fabric mats. And you've got a little cutout on one side that's got raindrops and a sunshine on the other, apparently some kitty cat hairs. And so using your Stampin' Mist, you spritz your wet side, so that's what the raindrops represent. So scrub, 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 dry, dry, dry. So scrub in one, dry in the other, and that's good to go. And in there, and they're both ready to go. And I leave mine out on the side. And yeah, and clean-up is very simple. You can either pop this out completely and they will slide out, and wash them by hand with a little soap and water. So I find myself using bubble baths. Little soap and water, or I actually leave mine in place and I just run them under a tap, scrubbing with my fingers until it's clean. Then I go in, or the water's running clean, then I go in with some soap because there's invariably loads left over. And then I just prop them like that so they're angled down inside my bathtub and they dry. Okay, wasn't expecting to do a tip on Stampin' Mist and Stampin' Scrub today, but there we go. Right, let's come in with Cherry Cobbler for our Father Christmas hats. I have a funny feeling I'm going to prefer this. But it's always good to know and to test, don't you think?
think I've just, yeah, look at that. Item was with me today. Oh. Okay, and shaded spruce. Let's cover up my bracelet because it's jangling. Oh, yes. Okay, I don't hate the Granny Apple Green Poppy Parade combo. I just like this more. Bravo, yes. So, but you know, I'm giving you 3 combinations, 3 options. If you were going to go traditional red and green, I mean, you could be contrary and do whatever you like. But yeah, that's real red garden green, cherry cobbler shaded spruce.
Big thumbs up for that one and that one.
And then Granny Apple Green and Poppy Parade. It's okay, I don't hate. Right, so let's score this up. And on the long side, score it at 1 3/8, 2 3/4, 4 1/8, and 5.5 inches, which in metric 3.5, 7, 10.5, and 14. Did I tell you what the measurements were in metric? 15 by 7.5 centimetres. And then on the short side, score it at 1 inch, 2.5 centimetres. Right. I will make up the other one off camera and then make sure all 3 are in photos. Okay, so my new snips. I put these on Facebook not long ago. These were a gift from Centre Stage. I did put it on one of my Saturday videos, but yeah, loads of people said, did not know that that was a tip protector, and what is it made from? I don't know. It's a bit like an eraser, that sort of feel. I have an eraser here. I really don't want to stab it in the back, but I'm going to. Yeah, it's that kind of feel, but I guess I probably couldn't rub a pencil mark out with that. Okay, but I love it. Very cool. Okay, so we're going to just simply snip up there, but because this is a very tiny box, if I bring that close and put some shadow over it, you've got lumps with the score line. Basically, just trim the little lumpy bits away, and it's going to close that bit nicer. So literally it's just the lump. So yes, the snips were a Centre Stage leadership gift, which was very nice. I believe there were 4 colours. There was an orange-red combo, I believe, and an orange-yellow combo, and then there was a blue combo, as well as my green sort of turquoise blue. Love them. And then I'm taking away that tiny little skinny rectangle, and I'm just going to mitre very slightly that bit there. Look, I'm going to put my tip on straight away. Somebody left me a tip on their video because I said I'm forever duffing in the tips of my snips. And in my pen pot, this is where they live. You can see I've got the lids, I just don't use them, and they go in. And to put something foamy and spongy at the bottom. Brilliant tip. Thank you very much for whoever shared that. I can't remember your name, I'm sorry. Right. Seal Plus, because, you know, my new best friend, and I love the stuff. And there, and then I'm going to find which is the side I like best out of those 2. I think I like that side best. So I'm going to make that my front. My seam is there. That's my front. So fold in 2 sides and the back. And then some more Seal Plus on there. Okay. Now, very gently, because we haven't put score lines in, it's such a tiny box, but I wanted a smooth dome. So just really, really gently, don't rush it, just gently push in, and it will line up. Once you've put your little treats in, and it's going to be a very little treat, and with the slow action you get the smooth as opposed to a sharp triangle shape. I wanted the smoother shape. You've seen my fat bottom boxes. I've made dozens of those, and that's with a great big sheet of 6 by 12 inch paper. This is just the extreme miniaturized version of that, and it properly extreme. So I don't even know how many times smaller that is, like 10 times smaller or something silly like that. Okay, so I've got my black and white twine. This is from the Pampered Pets suite, and I'm just going to go round the top a couple of times, mostly because I'm actually running out. But because it's very tiny and it's cardstock, it wants
to pop across the desk,
but it also wants to pop open. So by wrapping it a couple of times, it's not going to do that, we hope. I can get the knot on there. There we go. And then, oh, the world's tiniest bow. With my nails that need to be trimmed down a little. And actually that's probably just about the right length. So yeah, that's going to keep it shut, but it's going to keep this nice domed sort of finish to it. Right, last thing then is to stamp a little greeting on the top, a little treat for someone sweet, which I've got here, and then I've got some scrap cardstock. That's thick Whisper White. That's thin Whisper White.
My scraps bin.
This is just my Whisper White, and these live in here. Probably need to separate out the thick Whisper White and the regular. That's just handy there. And then I'm going to get some stays on because I want a rich black. And what I'm going to go is aim for as close to the bottom left-hand corner as possible. Like that. And get a big old pair of scissors and just snip away. I'm not going to measure it, but you need long scissors to do this because you've just got to do it in one motion to get the straight line. If you try and snip, 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 you're never going to get a straight line. So like that. Okay. And that's going to sit on the front. Oh, I need to take a little bit more off that actually. That's just a shade too wide. So I'll take some off that side. That's a better fit. Love that. And then I've got my little real red. Actually, I don't know that they are real red rhinestones. I just think they are red rhinestones. Paper piercer. Because you can never have too many red rhinestones, or in fact any rhinestones. 2 on there, and I'm going to grab a dimensional or 2. Probably 1 is enough. I'm going to position this so I get a little bit of the parcel peeping at the bottom. And another one because we work our rhinestones in odd numbers.
And that is so cute. So sweet. Oh, focus on me, not the snips. There we go. Isn't that lovely? Super cute.
Thank you ever so much for joining me.
Hope to see you very soon. Bye.